Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone? I see someone on. Go ahead and say something so I know who's on. Sometimes it doesn't pop up that you're on. So if you're here, say hi, hi, hi. How are you? So today we are going to discuss health and kind of give you guys an idea of my health issues, of what I'm going through, and talk makeup at the same time. I love this wig. So today I'm going to go in just with my BB Flawless BB cream. Going for a more... Ooh! Uh-oh. Oh, no. Well, that's what bronze does. Uh-oh, this was white. I didn't realize that. I think I grabbed the wrong one. Oh, well. But we can make it work, because that's what I could do to bronze up to make it a little darker. Oh, well. So, story time. When I was little, I'm not sure exactly what age it started. Maybe if my mom gets on here, we can ask her. So, I was going through this. I was little. I think I was in 3rd grade, if I'm not mistaken. I started going through these. My left hip would get very painful. It would be around my hip area, lower back, buttocks, upper buttocks. Painful, very, very painful. And my leg, my whole leg, would get ice cold outside and inside, and only that leg would. So my mom had taken me many, many times to the hospital, to the doctor's office, and many, many times they couldn't figure out what was going on. Right now I'm using the concealer in Organza. I think I grabbed the wrong BB cream. Yep, I sure did. It's okay. We'll make this work. See, I make mistakes too. Anyway, so growing up, my mom would take me to doctors after doctors after doctors. I was even one of the very first ones when the MRI machine came out. I was one of the very first ones to get an MRI at UCLA Medical Center. And they still couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. So I believe they thought rheumatic fever. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. So my mom would have to check my temperature like every hour. And so at this time, I'm being homeschooled due to the fact that they put me on complete bed rest. So imagine what my mom went through, okay? Having to take care of me. She had to pretty much quit her job to take care of me because I was on complete bed rest. Oh, funny story. It's talking about the thermometer checking. So one day, I don't know if my mom just had enough or if it was actually time to check my temperature. I was going to the bathroom. My mom come in and put the thermometer in my mouth. Now, you know what you're supposed to do when you have the thermometer in your mouth. Don't talk. Don't move it around. Nothing. So I'm sitting on the toilet. I don't know how long went by, but my mom ended up finally coming in to use the bathroom. She forgot about me. She literally forgot about me on the toilet. So then, that was a funny story. Well, anyway, so years keep going by. You know, I'm not allowed to walk on my leg, so I was on crutches for a long time. And so I had asthma as well growing up. So that was another health issue. Um, when I was born, I was rushed to a different hospital. So I had health issues from the day I was born. So I was always on crutches. So I didn't let that stop me. I would be playing basketball one-footed. I learned how to hop great on my right foot. And then I'm squeezing my sponge. I think I didn't squeeze it good enough. Yeah, water's still coming out. There we go. And so then now I'm just kind of like just smoothing everything out. And so I learned how to do all that perfectly. So surgery after surgery, doctors after doctors, they could never figure out what was wrong with me, why I was in so much pain, why my foot and leg got ice cold. And it still does it to this day sometimes, but not as often as it did when I was little. And yeah, I feel bad. My mom and dad had to take off and take me to the hospital so many times. It even got to the point that they could never catch it, because you know how it is when you make a doctor's appointment. They could never catch it when my leg got ice cold. So they told my mom, whenever it gets super ice cold like that, rush me to the ER. So spent many days, many nights, many. They knew us by name, and in the hospital. Not only that, I would always break bones. It got to the point that my pediatrician, Dr. Shore, was great. I loved him. But he finally just came to the point, because due to the fact they could never figure out what was wrong with me or why it was happening, they finally just said that it was all in my head. So I've learned to deal with this all my life and never let it get me down. Wasn't until me and Danny got married. So I learned to deal with the pain. I ignored it, pretending, oh, it's in my head, nothing's wrong with me, stop, you're stupid. Basically, this is what I would tell myself. So then, one year, me and Danny were in a minor car accident. We were rear-ended. And so we saw the chiropractor, all that good stuff. They finally found that I have an acute case of spina bifida. And what that is most people who are born with spina bifida, they're exposed on the outside of their lower back. And most people are paralyzed. I have what is called an acute case of spina bifida, which is basically my L4, 5, and 6, or L5 and 6. I can't remember now, but the two lower, it's only 2, I believe, or 3. Anyway, what it is, your spinal cord is closed. You know, you have those bumps on your spinal cord. My 2 lower ones, or 3 lower ones, I can't remember, are open, and my nerves are exposed. But thank God, not exposed through my skin. So that is why it's called an acute case of spina bifida. So that goes to explain the coldness, the pain, which is nerves. And so then, still learning to deal with it. to this day. But things have gotten worse. So, really worse. And so, sometimes it's to the point that it's very, very unbearable. And, so I continue going to the doctors, you know. Things happen. Then, you know, I'm continuing going to the doctor, surgery after surgery, MRI after MRI, CT scans, PT scans. So not only they cannot figure out why I'm always in so much pain, how sometimes things hurt me. So it has come to the conclusion I do have bulging disc in my back. I can't say the word deteriorating disc, but there's another word for it. Also, let's talk fibromyalgia. Here is a word, that is a word most people say and think of, well, that's just the doctor's way of saying they can't figure out what's wrong with you, so we're going to diagnose you with something stupid. Basically, let's talk fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a chronic thing, which I have been. Right now, I'm just tapping some translucent powder over my face. So, fibromyalgia is pain. Let's talk about it, okay? Pain all over your body. You get flare-ups. Sometimes some days are better than others. Anyway, so let's describe it. Sometimes it feels like a stabbing, aching pain all over my body. I have, also sensitivity to touch. For example, I can never figure out why, but now I guess this is why. You know those microfiber cloths, towels, whatever? I cannot touch it. It makes me feel, when I'm touching it, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's almost feeling like something's crawling on me when I'm touching those things. Hi, Tim. I know maybe you can help me out here. I'm trying to discuss what fibromyalgia is, so if you could write some things as well, that'd be awesome. And thank you. Tim has a group for fibromyalgia, and I've joined that group, and I really appreciate it. It's really making me understand a lot more. So let's get back to it. So these are some things that I can explain. Sensitivity to touch. So like the microfiber cloths. Another thing. When I sleep, I have to have my feet out of the blanket, and I cannot wear socks while sleeping. You guys who wear socks are freaking nuts. Anyway, a blanket could feel very heavy to me. So even if it's, like, I sleep with a very light blanket. Okay, so you know those blankets you get at the hospitals? I steal them. Those blankets are wonderful. Right now I'm doing some bronzing. And, so sometimes blankets just feel heavy on me. Another good example, when I was in Chicago, and it was cold, so of course the cold made the pain worse. But the example I'm trying to bring up is wearing extra clothing. I just felt like I had a brick on me, like an elephant just came and sat on my body. So that's another way to describe it. Also, too, so yeah. And then sometimes, like, when I wear certain clothes, it just feels like sometimes, best way I could describe it, somebody is taking sandpaper and just rubbing sandpaper on me. Sometimes even the lightest touch, like a feather, can hurt me. It's so weird. They had me do acupuncture. I couldn't handle it. Those needles. And it's weird because I have tattoos, but I guess as I've gotten older, things have gotten worse, obviously. I'm not even going to go get tattoos. Oh, I got one more I got to get. But it hurts. Now, it kills. And the other thing, so sometimes smells. I could be very, very, very sensitive to smells. And smells can make me sick and nauseous. I feel nauseous a lot. Lights. Sometimes lights can irritate me and drive me crazy and cause headaches. Another thing, chronic headaches, migraines. There's not a day that goes by that I do not have at least some type of headache. Sounds. Good example. Let me give you an example. Danny could be watching TV and have the TV on. And one night I just yelled at him, can you please turn it down? That's so freaking loud. And come to find out, it was only on like a volume 10, which was okay. That's not loud at all. But to me, it seemed like somebody was taking a speaker and putting it right next to my ear. I'm putting some lip balm on. Right here in the sides of my mouth are really, really chapped. I think it's the braces. And so, okay, so sounds. Oh my God. No. Some sounds just really, really get me now. And constant muscle stiffness, constant joint stiffness, constant muscle spasms. Another thing, tired all the time. Right now I'm taking my contour shade and I'm just putting it in my eye on the crease to give me some definition because it's just going to be an easy eye look today. So, tiredness. I am constantly exhausted all the time, tired all the time. I'm on medication. I take Lyrica. It's generic for Lyrica. I can't remember the exact name. They're up there. You guys don't need to know both medications. I take that 2 pills 3 times a day. And then I take another pill once in the morning. And then throughout the day, just Tylenol, whatever. And I do take 1 motion sickness pill a day because I get vertigo a lot. And I get very, very nauseous. So that helps with the nauseousness. It's like being pregnant without being pregnant. And then, the tiredness. I can't repeat that enough. The tiredness is real. I'm always super, super duper, duper tired. So I'm just taking and giving myself some definition. What else? Concentrating. See, that's a good example. Concentrating. I have major problems concentrating. Trying to read a book is like trying to pull teeth, I guess. Every time I try to read a book, I have to reread and reread and reread. But I've always had that problem since I was little. The other thing, it's like a cloudiness. They call it fibro fog. Sometimes I'll be trying to talk and then I can't remember what I'm trying to say. I have the word right in front of me, so like sponge, but so say an example. I have it in my head, I'm trying to tell you, but it's not coming out. And then sometimes my family, whatever, will try to like throw in words, and then that just frustrates me more. It's weird. Another thing, sleep loss. Oh my god. Oh my god, I got my palette. Ooh, the new beloved 3 palette. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to go for, I think, this color today, which the name is Heartwarming. So I heard these are primer infused and very, very pigmented, and that they are almost like a creamed powder type feeling. So I haven't messed with it yet. So I'm going to put what was it called again? Heartwarming. So let's talk about sleep loss. Oh God, I have the worst sleep ever. Sometimes I'm up all night. And then sometimes, like, I have the new Amazon Halo. So I sleep with it. Right now it's charging. And it tracks my sleep. So last night it said I got 5 hours and 42 minutes of sleep. So that's a good amount of sleep. But I feel like I didn't sleep at all. It's strange. And so I already talked about the chronic headaches. That is just unbearable sometimes. There's not a day that goes by that I don't have a headache. And now this one might be a little TMI. Well, let's talk about bowel movements. I am constipated all the time. Then there's days I don't go. Then there's days I do finally go. I'm always, whenever I go somewhere, I make sure I know exactly where the bathroom is, because you never know when you'll have to go. I think these shadows work so much better with your finger, but the thing is, my nails get in the way. That's why I like the shorter nails. I think I'm in love with this palette. It's so pretty. It felt so creamy. This is so pretty. So, those are just some of the symptoms that I go through every day. So now I'm taking the same eyeshadow palette not eyeshadow, this is a foundation, powder foundation, but in the color vial for my contour. And that's what I just put here, just to give myself some definition today. How pretty. This is pretty. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not even going to put nothing on the bottom today. Just a neutral eyeliner. That's all I'm going to do. So, let's talk more health issues. So, not only do I have an acute case of spina bifida, I also have fibromyalgia, the degenerative disc disease. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Also, let's talk ITP. I don't know how to say the full name, but just look up ITP. So basically, it's a blood disorder. Okay, so in April of, I believe, yes, it was April of 2019, we went to Chicago, and that's when we went there to go babysit Juno. And so the kids had came out here to California and went on a Disney cruise. So we went to go babysit Juno. Juno was my son's dog. So I ended up getting this weird rash on my legs. And it was just like red dots all over my legs. They weren't itchy, they weren't bumpy, they weren't nothing like that. And so it was strange. And so I had went to the doctor for it. No, okay, so we get back from Chicago. I went to the doctor for it, but of course I took pictures though. But of course by then it had let up some, so it wasn't as bad as it looked when we were in Chicago. But it didn't hurt, it didn't itch, it was just weird, almost like razor burn, but I hadn't shaved. It was like almost like razor burn. I'm looking for my, that's medium, I need dark. Hold on. I can't see sometimes. Here we go, here's the dark. Yeah, this is the dark. I'm gonna do my eyebrows. So when we got back from Chicago, I went ahead and, well, before we got back, I went ahead and scheduled an appointment with my primary care physician. So I go in, and so they do some blood work, and my platelets are very, very, very low. So here we are. So they send me to an oncologist, which is, the cancer doctor. Well, they do all kinds of testing. I even ended up having bone marrow biopsy. That hurt so bad. I was awake during it. Of course, with my luck, and it's not that I was hoping to find something. It's just irritating when they can't figure out why my blood is doing that. So every couple weeks I have to go in and get my blood work done. And we have to be careful with my medications because my platelets are low. So I have also been diagnosed with what's called ITP. People don't know why it happens, how it happens, or whatever sometimes. So ITP is a blood disorder, and my blood doesn't clot. So any small thing can make me pretty much bleed, like yesterday when Grinch bit me. And then I also have a hard time healing. Something simple like that can make me bleed and bleed and bleed. So I have ITP on top of everything else. So people always think, oh my God, just because you can't see my health issues doesn't mean it's not there. Oh, and also too, I have all the symptoms of lupus except for a couple. So they say I have it, but then they're saying I don't have it. So they're still doing more and more tests on that. But I am noticing I am getting worse. There are days I just cannot keep going, but I have to fight through it, and I ignore it a lot of the time. So sometimes when I'm smiling, that's not a smile. That's not what's really happening on the inside. I fake a lot that I'm not in pain, but I am in a constant struggle every day. I'm so glad I'm going to go get my eyebrows. I don't even know why I'm doing them. I'm going today. I finally got an appointment to get my eyebrows done, waxed. I really want to get them microbladed. But of course, that's not a good thing to do with ITP. So I even have to wear a medical ID bracelet. And my cousin's one of my cousins is an EMT in Vegas. So I sent her a picture and I asked her if this was good, and she said yes, it was perfect. Because it's not, the typical red. So that's all I'm going to do to my brows, because I'm going to get them done today. So now I'm going to go in with my Twisted mascara. This is my favorite. So anybody has any questions about my health issues, or if you have any advice to give me to help me, and this medication is really messing with my eyes. But so far, because they have tried so many different types of medication, so many. I have been on so many different things, and these concoction that they made up seems to be helping me, except for and constipation, but that's a normal thing with my acute spina bifida. Um, what was I saying? See, what was I saying? Oh, so my eyesight. Um, so sometimes it's hard to drive because all of a sudden my eyes just like, have you ever had like something in your eye or whatever, and then you get this blurriness? Sometimes that ends up happening, and there's nothing in my eyes. So driving can be hard. I try not to drive much. Oh, and another thing I get tremors. And they were saying a while ago that it's like the early stages of Parkinson's, which runs in my family, on my mom's side of the family so far, um, that we know of. I get tremors and I shake a lot, and they did a nerve test. Of course, it's my nerves. Duh. Um, I get Botox. They do Botox in my wrist, hands, all the way up to help with the tremors, which it has helped. And the other thing is, yeah, I get Botox to help with the headaches. The doctors was doing it, but I guess too many people were starting to get the fake symptoms, and so now no, my doctors no longer offer Botox in the face to help with the headaches. So I go get that done. I started doing it. So right now it's like every 3 months, but like for a year. And then after the year, it's every 6 months. So it's also cosmetic, which is a good thing. But it's also benefits and helps me with my headaches. In fact, I have an appointment. Not this Friday, but next Friday. So I need to make some sales so I can pay for it. Oh, and so I was receiving Social Security, but I guess I don't know what happened, but because I was working at the Legion, which I was not making very much at all, um, somebody reported me, and now they're saying I owe $26,000, and then there's just no way, so I'm fighting the case. And we got all the paperwork of how much exactly I made at the Legion. We sent that in, and I have copies. But now I'm requesting to see a judge. So right now I am not bringing in any income. So what I do from Unique and stuff is what helps Danny with the bills. And then there's times that all of a sudden I could be having an okay day, and then all of a sudden I just start not feeling good, and it's a weird feeling. It's not like I'm sick with a cold or sick with the flu. It's just this internal weird feeling of not feeling good, and it happens a lot. And then Valentine's Day, it started, and that's why I didn't come on here Monday. I just was not feeling good at all Monday. Oh, and then another perk to all this health issues, which is not a perk, but my hair is falling out. I have bald spots, and that is why I'm doing the wigs now. And this is fun. I could be a different person every day. Danny comes home to a different woman every day. I'm going to go in with the lip stain Shy again. I'm so mad they are gone. Shy is gone. Once these are gone on the website, they're gone, which Unique, you're crazy for getting rid of these. These are like the best things ever. I had a hard time even getting it off last night. Let me tell you, that cleansing balm works wonderful. So if anybody has any questions of my health issues, of what I described and the symptoms and all that, feel free to ask me, or give me, if you have any types of ideas of how to manage everything. I would love to hear. Besides the fact, don't tell me. Just ignore it. I do. I try. Just because you can't see my issues does not mean I don't have them. And that's why I felt today was a good, I needed to talk about this. Because I know people think I'm faking it. But I can give you all my medical records. I could show you everything. And you people who have to go through those bone marrow biopsies, I feel you. I feel sorry for you. That thing hurt. And I've been through a lot of pain. I've been through a lot of surgeries. I can't wait till physical therapy can open again. They're not doing it right now. One of the treatments they did for me on physical therapy, I'd be laying down and then they hook my head up, but I'm flat, okay? And they do this thing where it like stretches and pulls. That feels so amazing. It's like they're pulling my spine and taking the pressure off. That thing feels so amazing. I don't want it. And then, but as soon as they put me back down to normal, the pain comes back. It's so irritating. I'm going to also put on Flaunty, the mattifying lipstick. Just to add some color. Andrew. Sorry, it's hard to talk while doing lipstick. So, yeah. I really want to thank my mom and my dad for everything that they did when I was little. My mom having to quit her job. My dad always having to take time off of work. My mom didn't drive, so my dad would have to take time off to take me to the hospital for my surgeries. I honestly cannot count or remember, and I know it's more than 10. I cannot count how many surgeries and how many MRIs, CAT scans, and all that. I can't count. I know I've had hundreds. Maybe not hundreds surgeries, but for sure hundreds of MRIs. And I cannot stand the sound of those MRIs and being in there. Every time they say I need an MRI, I fear. I fear it. I know it doesn't hurt. It's just the sound. The sound really gets to me. So there we go. Go ahead and clean this. Where's my... Uh-oh, where's my spray cleaner? Oh, there it is. Oy. So yeah, that's pretty much all my health problems. I hope there's not more. I don't want no more. I don't want no more. Just do what you can to make me feel better. End of story. For instance, walking. I just can't do it no more. I can't even just walk to basically Vaughn's, which is literally down the street, and without being in so much pain. It's just so ridiculous. So there are times when, like, I want to get out of the house. You know, with COVID right now, everything's hard. So Danny goes for his walks every day. So there's times I'll go with him, but he pushes me in the wheelchair. And I know I get looks, but people, don't judge a book by its cover. You do not know what people are physically going through or physically fighting. Just because they look okay on the outside does not mean there's really something wrong with them on the inside. I get it all the time, especially when we park in handicap and people just look at me and stare at me. I have my handicap paperwork with me. I carry it always. I really don't care. And there was one time, there's this one time, I think my son had a doctor's appointment, or I did, and we parked in the handicap, and we were coming back and getting into the car, and this man just started yelling and screaming at us, and my son got out of the car. He defended his mommy. And he's all, you're not handicapped, there's nothing wrong with you. He was yelling at me, and he said he was going to call the police and call security. I said, go ahead. And then he's all, well, what's your handicap? And I go, I have handicap paperwork, I'm fine. Go ahead and call. And then he had the nerve to ask me, well, what's your handicap? I don't need to disclose it. Even if a cop came, all I have to do is just show my handicap paperwork, which I carry with me at all times, just like my driver's license. That's all I have to do. I do not have to disclose to anybody or even to a cop what my handicap is, as long as I have my handicap paperwork on. So, but, you know, there are times we are at the store. We go to the store and say all the handicap. It's busy. Like Walmart. Here's a good example. And depending on how I feel that day, if we're at the grocery store and I see that, you know, mostly all the handicap parking is taken, me and Danny will just park kind of far, you know, kind of out of the way, because I don't want to take away from anybody who really needs it more than I do. There's always that one person out there that who needs it a little more than I do. So I do use it, but I do not abuse it. So now I'm just taking my setting spray. And setting my face. Always set your face. Your makeup will last longer. So there we go. All finished. I love this palette. So this is the Moodstruck Beloved Volume 3, available right now. You can get this palette, palette 8 or palette 6, any eye brush or eyeliner, and a free primer for $75. That's a really, really good deal. These things are wonderful. I don't even know how to explain them. They're like magic. So this is available right now. If you have any questions about color match, if you want me to color match you, type in their color match. Also right now, I believe it's still going on. If you order any bundle of like the eye primer, eyelash serum, or and mascara, you get a free one of these things, eyelash curler. I believe that's still going on. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm gonna put my website right here. I'm having issues. There we go. There it is. See, I have problems. If anybody has any questions, like I said, color match, write it in there. Anything about the wigs, I can give you the website to her. These wigs are amazing, lightweight. I'm really, really in love with this one. And I can also wear it any way I want. But I like it better on this side. I can give you the website. Also, too, my nails are still going strong. They're beautiful. I love them. Skincare. I love the skincare. I'm telling you, that eye cream I put on my eyes morning and night and around my lips, and it has been making my lips plump. Beauty box, if anybody's interested in the beauty box, so you can get your own discounts, let me know. I hope you guys all enjoyed this segment of my health issues. Please share my video. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I hope everyone stays safe, and has a wonderful day. And I love you all. Bye.